How are we doing, guys? LUFC, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds 0, match review of the game. So, in the end, I think it's a fair result. I think it's definitely a fair result. You know, I think we had moments, Sheffield Wednesday had moments, and I think, yeah, it's been a pretty even game all in all. You know, over the 90 minutes, I think it's been a fair result. It's a good point. You know, I think it's a tough place to go through, Sheffield Wednesday, you know, especially in the form they're in, you know, the way they've played under Gary Monk, you know, this whole change in the football club over the last couple of months. I think it's a good point. I don't think many teams will win at Sheffield Wednesday this season, so I'm not too concerned about that. I'm not looking at it as 2 points dropped. It's a point gain for me rather than anything, but there's still a lot of things we need to improve on. A lot of things we need to improve on. You know, we had moments in this game where we could have won it, and it's disappointing we haven't done. You know, we've not taken full advantage, you know, at times in the game. And at the same time, of course, it could have gone the other way as well. You know, we've done some really daft things ourselves off the ball, defensively, so it could have gone the other way as well. But yeah, I think in all, it's not too bad a result, and it's a fair result as well. But it's a million miles away from what we produced against Preston. You know, we're nowhere near as convincing, you know, over 90 minutes as we were against Preston. So that's disappointing. You know, I've really felt after that Preston game for the moment to sort of like kick on. You know, we showed that mentality. We got ourselves back into the game. The subs made a good impact. We played good football. We had loads of chances. We should have won the game. I think the only thing we didn't have on Tuesday night was the result. You know, we the deserved win. So yeah, it was disappointing in that sense that we weren't able to sort of replicate the same kind of spell over sort of 90 minutes, but that's one of those things. But in terms of the game itself, we went for a back three today, 3-4-3 it looked like, you know, sort of like Calvin Phillips and Mateus Click playing along sort of like the same kind of lines. You know, Click was a little bit deeper than usual, KP was a little bit further forward than usual, so it felt like sort of a flat 3-4-3. But I have to say, I don't think three at the back suits us this season. I don't think it suits us as well as a back four system does. I think defensively, you know, it does do its job. You know, I think we obviously have that one extra centre back than the other team, my striker. We've not conceded many goals, if any goals, I think, when we played the three at the back system. But at the same time, we're not doing much at the other end either. You know, we have that one less midfielder. We don't look as creative. We don't look like we can dominate the game as much in the middle, which is what a big part of our game plan, a big part of our style and to be able to control and dominate football matches. And that's something I don't think we're as able to do with a three at the back system. I think, of course, Pablo's a big loss at the minute. You know, we do need Pablo back as soon as possible, just to try and, you know, sort out that goal scoring problem. You know, 17 goals in 14 games. It's not good enough. It has to improve. 100% for me. It has to improve. You know, it does. It's a fact. You know, we're not going to get promoted scoring, you know, at that kind of rate. And you can quote me on that. We won't get promoted unless we score more goals than we are doing at the minute. Because I know defensively we're doing our job, but we're not going to maintain, you know, the defensive solidity we have throughout the season. You know, I'm not doubting we're going to remain solid, but to that extent over 46 games, no, I don't think we're going to be able to rely on it as much as what we have done so far. I think our best players this season have been our defensive players, simple as that. Other than Eddie and AKKA, I think our defensive players have pretty much, you know, held us together, and we can't keep relying on that. We've got to score the goals ourselves. All the top teams score goals, and that's something we're not doing. It's why, you know, it's getting a bit of concern at the minute. You know, it's 12 points from 9 games, and it has to improve. You know, as much as today was good, you know, in terms of the point, it was a good performance against Preston. It has to improve as a whole. You know, we have to improve the team. You know, we can't settle. We have to be better. We have to improve. 100%. I know it's all cliches, but we can't settle for that. I know, you know, people throw out in the comments that we're third in the table, etc., etc. We have to improve. Simple as that. Simple as that. We have to improve. You know, I'll go on to the start of the game. We were sloppy until the 40th minute of the game. We were sloppy in this game today, and you have to start games better. You have to start games better. You have to start that same intent we did against Preston. We didn't do that today. We could have been punished. Kiko's made 2 good saves, and it's took us having that Bamford chance to sort of really kick on in that first half, and we just didn't. You know, we're going into the second half. You know, the second half was sloppy as well. Yes, I think Eddie's impact on the game was absolutely massive today. You know, he had a massive impact on that game today, Eddie Nketiah, and I think Eddie Nketiah has to start games today. He can do things with the ball I've not seen Leeds striker do since Mark Viduka. You know, drag backs, taking on players on the inside and the outside, creating chances for other players. You know, he's an absolutely superb talent. He's a massive talent, Eddie Nketiah, and he has to start games now. He was looking like the only player who could make something happen in that second half for us, and he was the only player who made anything happen in that second half for us. And yeah, you know, I thought we were, in a weird way, I thought we were quite efficient with the ball in the final first day. It's sometimes been the criticism, but we did create 3 clear opportunities. You know, we've had the Bamford chance, Eddie Nketiah's chance, sorry, not Eddie Nketiah's chance, Jack Harrison's chance on the blocks on the line, Edson Janilowski's chance off the bar. What I have to say about the Bamford chance as well is he will get criticism for the miss, but it's not really a miss. You know, the header's really well placed, good pace on the header, good direction. Just a fantastic save. Fantastic save. You know, 9 times out of 10 they go in, but when you've got a shot stopper like Kieran Westwood, there's always a chance they can be stopped. You know, the amount of saves he's made against us over the years has been ridiculous, really. But you know, it is a chance, but I'm not going to criticise Patrick Bamford too much on that chance. You know, it's one where he can't do much more for me on that chance. You know, I think there's been other chances where he has been pretty poor misses, but that on this occasion, you know, it's a great save. We've been a bit unlucky in that sense. But what really disappointed me with today, no Tyler Roberts. You know, why is Tyler Roberts not coming on in this game? Why are we not going for it at 0-0? Why are we bringing on Liam Cooper for Helder Costa? You know, it's not a good change. You know, and I don't want to criticise Marcelo Bielsa, but he's not uncriticisable, whatever the best word for that is. There's probably a better word for that. But, you know, it was frustrating. That was really disappointing, that substitution. You know, we had a chance to win that game in the last 10 minutes, and yeah, okay, we held on for the point, but points are not what's going to get us up from this season. It's wins that will get us up this season. I'd much rather take the risk, try and win the game. Maybe we get caught on the counter-attack having Tyler Roberts in there instead of maybe a more defensive player. But at the end of the day, we're not going to get anywhere just drawing games. You know, we have to be more positive, I think. You know, and maybe that's something, maybe being a little bit overcritical, but I was really disappointed Tyler Roberts didn't come on. I didn't see the need to make that sort of defensive substitution. You know, and that's what I saw it as, a really defensive substitution, something that's quite rare for Marcelo Bielsa, especially sort of when we're not winning the game. You know, it's quite rare, that kind of change, and I wasn't happy with that change, to be honest. You know, I felt there was an opportunity to win the game. If we made that attacking substitution, and it's never not just a case of Tyler Roberts not coming on. Tyler Roberts should be starting games now. You know, he's made a massive impact against Birmingham. He's made a massive impact against Preston. I don't understand what more Tyler Roberts can do to start games for us. You know, of course, he started last season. He's finished last season really well in that number 10 role. You know, he's got injured, unfortunate, but he's come back from injury. He looks fresh. He looks like he can affect games. He's come on in games, made impacts. Why is he not getting trusted more? I don't understand it. You know, he's done everything Marcelo Bielsa's asked of him. He's scored goals when he's played up front. He's done the job on the wing whenever he's been asked to. He's done a job in the number 10 role. He is probably our most talented player for me. Yeah, I think he's the player who's got massive potential. He's going to really, really grow as a player if he's given minutes. And it's just so frustrating we're not giving them chances. You know, we've had a chance to win that game. And look, it's not often I criticise Marcelo Bielsa, but I have to today. You know, that change was defensive. And you know, and points aren't going to get us promoted. We have to win games. You know, I know sometimes you have to be a bit more defensive, you know, settle for a point from time to time, but that's not the way we play. You know, we don't suit trying to go more defensive. You know, we've seen with games, you know, against Derby, against Swansea, we put Barry Douglas on at left back, put Alioski on in front, trying to, you know, cover him, try and, you know, see the game out. We don't suit that style of play. We don't suit it. You know, we're not built to play that way for me, and I don't see why we're trying to do that. You know, I don't understand. You know, I think just try and win every game of football. Try and win every game of football. You know, I'm not saying we didn't try and win, but you know, we've tried these more defensive changes, trying to be a little bit more, you know, resilient and try and see out games, but we can't do it because we're not suited to play that way. It's, you know, we're simply not suited to play that way, so we didn't understand the need for the defensive substitution. So yeah, it is frustrating a little bit, but look, I'm not going to turn on Marcelo Bielsa. Marcelo Bielsa's done an incredible job. You know, he's getting the maximum out of these players, but I just wish he'd trust Robertson and Kessie a little bit more. That's my point, really. You know, I do wish he'd do that a little bit more. Yeah, I didn't understand why he made that defensive substitution. And yeah, you know, it's one of those things. But you know, I think individuals have to take more responsibility. You know, Helder Costa needs to be doing more for me. You know, Helder Costa is very reminiscent of Kemal Roof's first season at Leeds. You know, showing an absolute glimpse of the quality. He showed a glimpse of the quality today, but he's not doing it enough. He's not performing enough, you know, to certainly justify, you know, all the big calls for him to start in games, including myself, including all Leeds TV team. He's not really justified it. You know, he's not really justified his starting place at the minute, and that's a simple fact. You know, Jack Harrison. You know, of course, Jack Harrison, you know, gets criticism, but Jack Harrison justifies his place a lot more than Helder Costa at the minute. You know, he's been involved in goal. He's making things happen. He probably created our best chance of the game today for Patrick Bamford. So yeah, you know, I think we have to look at that as well. You know, we're getting enough out wide. You know, I think Helder Costa is probably the biggest culprit of that at the moment. You know, wasting the ball out wide. So yeah, you know, I think things do have to change a little bit with team selection, but you know, there's no problem with style of football, no problem with tactics. The only thing was team selection. It's simple as that. You know, bringing off, you know, Helder Costa. Yes, Helder Costa probably should have come off, but can we make a more attacking change there? Can we give Jack Clark a chance to try and change the game in the last 10 minutes? I didn't understand that change, and it was disappointing, that change. You know, from that moment, I thought we won't win this today. It's just a case of just settling for the point, and we're not built to play that way. You know, we're not built to play that way, so I don't understand why we're trying to. You know, it's almost like we're trying to forge a plan B when we don't need to. You know, our plan A is good enough. It's just about executing that plan A. We're not. You know, this plan B of trying to be more defensive in the middle of games. It's not working for us at the minute. And yes, people are going to say to me, why are you being so critical? I've been critical because we've taken 12 points from 9 games. Things have got to change a little bit. You know, it's the 5th of the season now we're being average. You know, it's the 5th of the season. You can't criticise, you know, I will get criticism in the comments, but, you know, you only have to see how much you praise the lads for the Preston performance. You know, it's just we're not seeing enough of that in a minute. You know, we were good in spells today, but it's always in spells of games. We're inconsistent as a team, we're inconsistent in the middle of games. You know, it's so frustrating because we've got the quality, we've got the best manager in the league for me. We arguably play the best football in the league. We've got some absolutely fantastic individuals. It's just not coming together at the minute. You know, I know we're 3rd in the table, but, you know, it's very much based on our starts of the season when we were able to score plenty of goals. Really, you're looking at it right now, we have to look at it now, the situation. The situation is we're not scoring goals. Tyler Roberts, Adrian Kessie for me are the 2 solutions to that problem. And yeah, if we can solve that problem, we're going to be an unstoppable team for me. You know, I seriously do think that, you know, if we can solve that problem, score goals consistently, we're unbeatable. We are an unbeatable team. It's just, we're really struggling to do that in a minute. So, guys, if there's no critical post-match, I don't know, but it's a good point at the end of the day. We just need to kick on now. We just need to push ourselves some more. You know, we can't afford to have another below par performance against QPR. We've got to kick on now. You know, try and maintain those standards. There's a poor quality league this season. The top 2 races wide open. Let's not have regrets this season. Let's kick on. You know, let's play. You know, when we're faced with a bit of adversity in the middle of a game, let's play through it. And other than Preston, we haven't done that so far this season. So there's a lot to work on. There is a lot to work on, and I want to see change in this team. And you know, that's the one thing. That's my only criticism of things at the minute. You know, in terms of what Marcelo Bielsa's doing with this team, I think he's doing absolutely fantastic things with this team. I enjoy watching this team every single game. I just wish he'd trust Tyler Roberts and Adrian Kessie a little bit more.